Okay, so this week, what you're doing is you're going to be comparing soft light versus hard light. So I said, go ahead and get some type of cleaning product, bathroom product, easy, simple, small. And what you're going to be doing is we're going to compare what this product looks like with hard light versus soft light. So with our setup right now, when we set this in our light tent, you can see the light is very soft. That is because our parchment paper is actually softening and distributing more light. So as the light hits this, it actually spreads out and causes this light source to be bigger. So instead of just a spot, it actually diffuses and spreads. So one of the sets you're going to do is you're going to set it up like this, which would be the soft light. You then take your photograph, and then for the hard light, all we're going to do is move our parchment paper off and lower that down. You can just lay that right on the side, and then we're going to have hard light. All right, so you're going to do the two where you're going to have our first set, which was the soft set, and then this is now the hard light. Now for extra credit, you can do another set of photos where you just have one light. So you're comparing two lights versus one light, soft light versus hard light. And if you don't have your light tent set up yet, the other way to do this is if you still have parchment paper in your room or at your house, you can simply set it up. So you just have this off on the side. And if you have at least a lamp, you can still set this scene up. So this would be the hard light. And then with your parchment paper, you would just simply set it up to where you have somebody hold this off on the side. And you're going to see it's still going to have the same effect where it's softening the light. If you don't have parchment paper, simply just use a sheet or something that you have that can soften the light as that goes through that. Then you'll bring this into Photoshop and clean it up. All right, guys, now that we're back in Photoshop, I just wanted to show you the side-by-side comparison real quick. So we have the two lights that are using the parchment paper to be diffusion and soften the light. So where you really see a difference is going to be in the shadow areas. So if you look down here where the shadow is cast from the lights, and then if you look over here, you're going to see this is without the parchment paper. So you can see there's more contrast, everything is harsher, where in our diffused, everything's soft, and that is the highlights and the shadows are softer. As it hits that parchment paper, again, it spreads, so that's why you have more diffusion in the shadow areas, because the lights spread out more, where in the non-diffused everything's direct and there's not as much spread to soften those areas. Also, while you're in Photoshop, I want you to go ahead and any imperfections in these products, like you can see the bubbles on the sticker, I want you to make sure that you come in and clean those up a little bit. All right, so we're going to try and make this look a little bit more like an advertisement shot, and the imperfections that are on the actual product are going to be removed. All right, so any imperfections there, again, you can come in with multiple different tools that we've learned to use and clean those up. All right, so just subtle differences, taking out all those bubbles and the scratches, making it look cleaner. All right, once you do that, you can go ahead and save them. I went ahead and moved them on one layer so you had a side-by-side comparison of the one light versus the 2 light and the hard light versus the soft light. So you have the soft light 2 lights there and then the hard light. So again, you can see in the shadow areas the difference